Welcome back to Everything Money. We're so happy you joined us again. I'm here with Mo, Mosif, the wise.
I'm not Paul.
Paul is not here.
Paul's on a plane.
We were just chuckling to ourselves in the studio how relaxed the atmosphere is without Uncle Paul here. Today we're talking about Tesla. Why? Tesla is one of the most polarizing companies and stocks we've ever discussed. If you look at our videos from almost 3 years ago, we're saying the exact same thing we're saying today, but we like to be professional reminders because this company, Mo, teases you. It draws you in.
Yeah.
You get to thinking thoughts of glory and grandeur. Mm-hmm. It has made some current millionaires. It remains to be seen if those millionaires will stay millionaires in the future with this company. But in general, we've been called Tesla haters in the past, even though now all three of us own Teslas, and including your girlfriend, it's four.
Yeah, four.
Four Teslas.
You know what's funny about Tesla?
Go ahead.
People say, I was listening to Marquez Brownlee last night. He's a big YouTuber, 15 million subscribers of tech and everything. And he said, Tesla has such a crowd behind it that even if you don't own the product, even if you've never been in the product, but you're a fan of Tesla, they defend Tesla to the death.
I brought this up on the show even 3 years ago because I was one of the first to get in line for a Model 3, and I had it very early, and I paid for it. Yeah, I didn't buy a $35,000 Model 3. Mine cost $61,000.
Right. You got the big one.
I was always shocked at how many people just love Tesla. They probably have never sat in one, and that probably remains the case, although there's a bunch on the roads today. So we want to revisit this stock. It's a little erratic, and when I have conversations about this, folks, and you probably do too. And if you say that you don't believe in Tesla, the stock, I have been laughed at in my face, just laughed at that. What you don't believe that Tesla is the best thing ever?
My father tells me that.
Yeah, and so as you know, folks, as value investors, we take somewhat of a different path in this world instead of following the hype and just believing that everything's going to go to the moon. So with the new Tesla bots, Mo, I'm sure you're going to have a couple of those working at your house.
Yeah.
And the cars that they're having trouble producing.
Can I tell a story about yesterday?
Please do.
Yesterday I was in the area of the Tesla dealership, so I pulled in. I am supposed to have a car September 6th through the 20th. I walk in, I look in there, there's two disheveled employees there, and I'm like, hi, how are you? They're like, hi. I'm like, oh, this is going to be wonderful. So I said, I have a car coming the 6th through the 20th. I don't have a VIN number yet. They said, we can't do anything without a VIN number. I'm like, all right, understandable. When will I get my VIN number? They said, well, you could get your VIN number tomorrow. You can get it after the 20th. The car could get delivered today. It could get delivered We have no idea when this thing is coming.
Yeah, and
it's
so
just a mess.
I've heard both sides of this argument. You know, this is a young, growing company, even though they're not that young. But I mean, in essence, we've preached on this channel the idea of, you know, when Warren Buffett is asked, what companies should you be investing in? Usually his first statement is they need to be a great company. And I argue that at the moment, Tesla's not that great. No. They seem really great, but they can't produce the cars. Now, the argument is, well, there's so much demand for the cars. That's why they can't produce them. They're growing. But in essence, why don't we go through some of the numbers, Mo, to show where Tesla is and why, as always, we think it's probably still one of the most overpriced hype stocks of all time.
And even right before we jump in, even apart from that, at what point, Tesla's been around for a decade producing cars. At what point do we say, you are selling a $100,000 car? Sell a car of quality. At what point do we stop making the excuse that they're new, they're Tesla?
So in essence, Mo, what I'd like to do for our new viewers and why you've come to this channel is look at the analysis behind Tesla. What are the numbers? What do they make? And what are they doing? We're going to use our 8-pillar analysis to look at the fundamentals, the financials of Tesla to see if their stock price is justified. Mo, what is the market cap for this enormous company?
So right now, they're almost $710 billion. That's pretty big. That's the biggest car company in the world, is it not?
So yes, of course, Mo, that is the biggest. But of course, you have to remember this is not a car company. But let's take a look. Like you were saying, the profit margin of this software company should be upwards of 50, 60, 70%, I assume.
Yeah, 22%, but they're a software company.
Yeah, okay.
Right, okay.
Got it. Gross profit margin of 22%.
22%.
So I guess we need to start, Mo, we definitely need to tell our new investors why this might be a stock to avoid and why it's overpriced. We'll show you that moving forward. So how about the revenue over the past 5 years, Mo?
They are consistently driving revenue, which is a good thing for them. It's something they've been criticized for a long time. They weren't driving revenue, but they are now. So that's good. It's just how much profit are they making at this point off of that?
Yeah, so pillar number 4, folks, is net income or the profit growth over the past 5 years.
let's scroll down to their net income. It was negative. And just last year, $360 million in profit. And then they made $2.15 billion in 2021. But remember, what is this relating to? Is this a COVID thing? Because that's a very big jump going from negative to $360 million to $2.15 billion.
Yeah.
That's a big jump.
I know when we started the show, we were saying they had yet to make any money, and they're now starting to do that.
They're starting to make money. And the thing about Tesla is now they're starting to prove that maybe they're making money consistently. It was always a quarter here, a quarter here. Now is it going to be consistent profits?
Pillar number 5, folks, is shares outstanding. As investors, we'd like this number to be going down. There are multiple large companies who are buying back shares and rewarding you as the investor. And Mo, take a look at the shares outstanding, dear God.
Shares outstanding, it's going up. It was 700 million in 2016, and now it's 971 million, and it's consistently grown every single year. So as a shareholder, they're diluting you. It's no surprise. This is what these kind of companies do to grow their stock price, but it's not helping you as a shareholder because you are owning less and less of the company each time they do this to you.
So if you're interested in this software behind Mo, we have revolutionized a YouTube channel in that we provide the software to you. People were asking us for months, where do you get this data? We were paying for YCharts, which is much more expensive. You can go to everythingmoney.com. It's on here. It's on my computer screen here. This is our landing page. This is the store. You can sign up for the different levels. The $27 gets you the software, access to our Discord channel. The bid and ask, that famous bid and ask nation with that tight bid and ask, Mo. You know I like to keep it tight with that bid and ask. You can sign up with Mo, one-on-one trading session with Mo. And of course, if you want a real estate deal with Paul one-on-one, it's 10 G's, which is definitely worth it if you're buying something, a property, $200,000 to have a mentor like Paul. So you can get access to this right now, get access to the software. We're giving away a Tesla. Join our community and you'll be happy you did. Mo, let's get back to Tesla. We're looking at our pillar number 6, which is total long-term liabilities divided by their 5-year free cash flow average. We want this number under 5. What do we got?
All right, so this is the new one. So right now, their total long-term liabilities are $14.23 billion. Now let's go over to the cash flow to see what their average 5-year cash flow is. And I can tell you it's probably not going to be good. It is negative $602.17 million. So that's an X. That's not good. That's not good. Of course, things at this point, they're likely to get better. They look like they're on that right trajectory. The question is it going to be on the trajectory that everybody thinks it's going on, which is basically to the moon?
Yeah, so you talked about free cash flow. Obviously, we want this going up. It is going up over the past 5 years. They were losing money. In terms of free cash, they had none last 5 years ago. They have a very small amount. But
right. And over the last 5 years, it's been negative. Last year, they did almost $1 billion. And then this past year, 2021, they've done $2.4 billion. Is it 2021? Yeah, 2021,
yeah.
$2.4 billion. So it's for sure getting better. There's no doubt about that. They're finally generating some cash flow.
Yeah, I don't think there's a need to do pillar number 8, which is multiplying our average free cash flow times 20.
Be so bad, yeah.
And this is where we're coming with, folks, is the idea that typically we would multiply their average free cash flow by 20 to get a desired market cap, which in this case is non-existent.
It is. It's going to be.
But if we took
really
even
bad.
last year's, this quarter, if we took this March of 2021's free cash flow times 20, we would get a market cap of $40 billion.
Yeah.
And the actual market cap is almost 20 times that. It's 710 billion. 710 billion I have on my screen.
Yeah, 710 billion, correct.
So
that's just
drastically
different.
Overpriced. So in the comments, you're going to hear how we don't understand Tesla. Just read them down below. We don't get its growth. We don't get that it's not a car company. We don't get the solar panels and everything they're going to make in the future. But I argue with folks, if you are investing with a lot of, if this occurs and if that happens and this, and then if this happens, you're going to probably
correct
have a pretty rough road moving forward if all of those ifs don't happen. Correct. And let alone, Mo, as you remind us, is all of those ifs can happen. Everything you think is going to happen with Tesla certainly can. Although the yahoos out there, I can show you some pages. They just think this thing is going to be,
of course,
$100,000 stock
and it's
price.
Not that I don't understand the growth. Of course, I understand the growth. If all of that were to happen, sure, $710 billion company. I understand the growth. I understand they make a great product. Are the numbers do the numbers justify the product? I don't know.
And in the end,
no.
if they do conquer the world, the stock price can still go down by 75%.
Yep.
Even if they still do all that. We've seen this with Alibaba
We've seen
right now.
Look back at in the 2000s, Intel, Oracle, same thing. It's just, you have to separate company and stock price. You have to.
So in the end, folks, I guess you might be wondering, we sound like Tesla haters, but in the end, we just kind of want you to be careful out there. I have not seen an incredible amount of videos like this that just show some numbers and say, just be a little careful with this one. It sounds exciting. And like I said, if you talk to a lot of people on the street, if you mention this to some of your friends, you will look foolish, which I have done by saying I don't believe in, how would I say this? I love what Tesla's doing. I'm not in love with the current price. If Tesla's stock price was $47, we would be screaming a buy all day long like we are with Alibaba, with Intel, with Walgreens. But at the moment, the market cap is just astronomically high in compared to what they're making. And so, again, Mo, how about trading Tesla?
Yeah.
What do you got on the trading aspect?
Right now, they're an uptrend. I mean, Tesla goes through very nice long uptrends. That's a good thing about them. The problem is they can get hit every once in a while, and it's a drastic fall. But right now, I mean, you're going to face a little bit of resistance here at this $750 mark, and the current price is $735. But if you can get some good engulfing candlesticks, I mean, you can absolutely trade this thing. Now, I would be more comfortable from a swing trading perspective. And right now, it's not a swing trade. The good news is your overall 4 major moving averages. I really like that. Your stochastic's getting really tight up here, though. And that makes perfect sense because we're at that $750 resistance point. So I can see this thing turning down, but it will probably bounce off of these moving averages just like it did here and just like it did here, and it just went right back up. So for now, Tesla's going to move with the entire stock market. It's tech. It's going to move with the stock market. Oh, it's a car company, but it's kind of tech. And it's going to move with the market. So,
yeah, as a former owner of 140 shares of Tesla, Mo, I was buying them a long time ago, and I sold out at about $900 pre-split. So this thing is now, 5 times 7. This is around $3,500. So I certainly lost out on a lot of cheddar. But what I did gain was the concept of investing in great companies moving forward for the next 50 years of my life. And so, if you've made $1 zillion out there on Tesla, congratulations. I would just be cautious that if you keep that winning mentality going, you might not continue to win. So
it was worse for me. I bought it at 160 and I sold it at 260, and I thought I was brilliant.
You are brilliant.
All right, let me show you the stock analyzer tool real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I put in crazy assumptions here. I mean, I put in revenue growth, the low side 30%, high side 50%.
Now, Elon's saying 50% a year is
normal.
They're going to do that.
Okay,
so this is over the next 7 years, folks.
So this is over the next 7 years. So share change, I actually think I went,
conservative?
4, 5, 6. They could, from what they've been doing, they dilute a lot and they do not care about you as a shareholder. Profit margin, 5, 6, 7. I know over the past 5 years they've done 22, but this one I took it down a little bit just because 20, that's a big, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then for your PE, I put in 30, 35, 40. There's people out there, people that are running for governor that said it's going to be 70. I went a little bit more conservative because I can't put that in. I just can't. And I put in returns of 15, 14, and 13%.
Which is still, there's a very high return expectation.
That's a high return. When I typically do this, I put in 10, 11, 12 on companies that I want to own because I think 12% is that would be a great return for me. And right now, look at my prices, 140 to 6. It's a huge range, but even 140, this is based on insane assumptions that I've made. If you really look at this and put in the numbers that I would put in, this thing would be,
Yeah, and unfortunately, Mo, there are some top YouTubers who can't quite understand this graph right here. Yeah. So let me break it down to you. We don't think that Tesla's $140 a share.
No.
We don't. But if you want those returns, you have to pay that price today. Mm-hmm. People are not grasping this concept, Mo, that if you want 15%, you have to pay less for the stock today to get that. They're not grasping
that.
So.
And something about this stock analyzer that it's garbage in, garbage out. Because if I put in bigger returns here, I can make this a value play for you right now. But I can also make this stock worth $20 a share. So you have to make realistic assumptions, and this is the definition of garbage in, garbage out. You can make yourself believe whatever you want. But to me, you better put in some pretty good garbage because this is garbage.
Yeah, so that's our take on Tesla. Love the car. Just drove it. Love it, Mo. You're not going to love your
I
new
can't wait
Tesla.
to get it. I'm so
Can't wait.
excited. I mean,
And,
phenomenal product.
Yeah, phenomenal product. The software is absurd.
Yep.
And so is the stock price at the moment. So fondle the thumbs up. Join our software, everythingmoney.com, and we will welcome you into our Discord channel, and you can argue with Paul in the comments about Tesla. So that's our take. Love you guys. See you next video.